and we're here early. I was over the last few days going to come live early, and do an additional read because the energy was heavy and I jumped in the members. That's the perks of being a member. Sometimes it's like, do I come live? Especially being a psychic medium, I have to be very careful how I use my energy. So at times I'm quite selective, at the moment, and the energy was heavy. I was like, am I really going to serve a purpose if I come? If I'm feeling very depleted, probably not. So from time to time, if I do feel an energy spike, I do message the members. I will start trying to message the main platform, but synchronistically, that's one benefit, is that the members actually communicate with each other and go, have you been feeling this? I've been feeling that. And it's one of those perks of having a group of friends and, a twin flame pocket group that can hang out together that are almost psychic mediums. So it was really heavy. Astrologically, because of the transits, especially when we get the squares, that's a lot of the reason why I delved into the energy of astrology, particularly because of my ascension symptoms in my awakened process. It was like, okay, how do I directly find key point dates? When's the spike? When's it, when are we going to find these particular energies coming up so that we can be ready and we're not lying on the ground in ascension and feeling like shite. So that is one particular reason why through your ascension process, I do guide you. Now, it was very emotional, okay? Frustration, emotion, tradition. I mean, what's Capricorn? It's very traditional. It's very fixed. And so we can have very fixed beliefs, very firm beliefs at the moment. Particularly, Giggle was one person who did make mention of a circumstance that was happening at the shops, and it's like a pack of zombies walking around. A lot of people and a lot of clients that have been coaching over the last few weeks have particularly felt brain dead, okay? We do have so many planets in the house of Mercury at the moment. Your technology already is well and truly playing up. So we're in shadow at the moment of Mercury. Yes, those blasts from the past can be coming back. We almost could be particularly nostalgic of, the last decade, when were the simplest things in life, there. But we are having these new revelations, and there directly is transformations happening on divine masculine side as well as divine feminines. And I do call January, for some reason, I'm really seeing January 2023 as a rebirth for the divine feminines. And it's that last leap, that last step, where we're going to see huge transformations. We're going to see it in technology. We're going to see it in our aura, in our vibration. We're going to want to make New Year's resolutions before we get to New Year's. It's like, very, morning, Ben, very strict. Some of us are also looking at those traditions, especially with Jupiter in Pisces at the moment till the 20th. And we could really be questioning some things. It could be, oh, thanks, Star. We could be, questioning, is this value system mine? How is Christmas? How do we usually celebrate Christmas? What do we usually do? Next year, Saturn's going into Pisces, so some sense of restrictions can be there in certain areas of life. We'll do predictions on that later. Now, what do I see coming through? Energetically wise, what I do tend to see coming through is that twin flames and empaths tend to feel a vibration prior to the collective. Now, I was having a chat to Giggle the other day, and she said, do you think this is divine masculine's energy? And I said, no, I don't. Why do I feel that? At the moment, spiritually, generally speaking, divine feminine is the empath of the, it's like you are the empath, they are the 3D, and it does swap. We have swapped energies. But what I do generally see is a trend, which has always been, and I am in my twin flame union, is that, and I said this to my twin yesterday, I said, you're going to feel this shit in 2 weeks. Mark my words, by the time Jupiter moves into Aries, you're going to get irritable. Why? Is because the two areas of astrology for masculines that's lit at the moment, one is retrograde and one is direct. One is about to move into a different house, and that can go from the 12th house of You know, it's a little bit like the full card in tarot. It's like, I'm on the edge of the cliff, and for, 2 years now I've been thinking about it, and it's like, now I've got to do it. So it's all that mental muckery. It's coming to terms with things. It's, have I been a good person? If I leave the karmic, am I a bad human being? Who am I? This is my role. Do I believe in new beginnings? How would I psychologically do that? Going from the 12th house to the first house is a leap of faith. So it's very sudden. Hi, Kerry. It's very sudden. It's almost like, oh, you're in the thick of it now and you've got to take a leap of faith forward. We're really going to have a huge pressure point moving from here into 2023 collectively, relating to Aries placements. And that's because the nodes are going to move. Jupiter's moving there. Jupiter it's almost like engine fuel, giving you a small burst of growth in a particular area, which can be internal, and then therefore it becomes external, of passion, igniting desires, becoming confident in yourself. It's going to go to extremes. Like anything, it has a higher octane. I can hear that bloody washing machine. I'll turn the screensaver on in a minute. I'm going to turn the bloody thing off because I don't want to hear it beeping for an hour. It's going to drive me crazy. So it goes from the highest octane to the lowest octane. And I do see particularly what can be happening is we can lack in confidence in some ways, and we can be very passive, and then we can get very aggressive because the shadow sign is Libra. So where can those things come up? Marriages, contracts, partnerships, in our health. I've been working my ass off and not looking after my wellness. I've been burning the candle at both ends. Why particularly is because the North Node was in Taurus. And the energy of your aura does need to, until February, to be looked after. And that's because Uranus will go direct in January 2023. Spiritually, what I do see, as I mentioned, we're going backwards to go forwards, which is more than likely all these retrogrades. They're giving us a PDF of certain transits. One is, which I do believe I mentioned this to the members Wednesday, is that Uranus is at the moment in retrograde. We have 3 years and it's moving into the house of Gemini. Huge innovation changes. Spiritually in your aura as well. Divine Feminine is going through a change. And then we're moving next year into the North Node in Aries, and Divine Masculines are spiritually going to go through change. But us at a personal level for new beginnings collectively are going to go through that too. I see that empaths generally pick up the energy first. So a lot of you are embodying the agitation, the frustration, the anger, some of the things that were right under our nose, particularly that the Gemini moon actually brought about in a conversation piece, is that there were solutions to some of these things, but they might not be things that we wanted to see. And so what can that look like? It could be, this is my role, I have to do this, but a way to liberate myself could be, I need to leave my job. And Uranus wants us to advance. Saturn restricts so we can get things done. They do work in unison together. I do feel all of it is a conversation piece. Spiritually in the collective, what I'm saying is Divine Feminine at the moment is, and this is the problem with Ascension, guys. You go through a chain of events to understand a polarity. And then you have to, like a guru, sit there and observe a situation going on with your twin without involving yourself in the situation. And that can be difficult because you can see where you fell over, bruised your knee, maybe, and we do want to partake and share our wisdom onto people, but sometimes those 3D experiences are necessary to be a very personal thing. And that's where we get that full closure. It's where we get that full cycle actually closing out effectively. And we know that that person then is choosing the path correctly for themselves. They've made peace with it. They're moving direct and there's less mess. There's never really going to be no mess in twin flame path. Let's just be perfectly honest. There's not, because in life point blank zero, be it a soulmate, be it a twin flame, there's always going to be mess in any rebirth. Some of these things also can be painful. I feel a lot of us are that tired at the moment. Divine Feminines are picking up on energy in 2 weeks' time. And I do feel particularly for those of you tuning in today, which some of you, it can be the 15th going into the 16th. The 5th, I would say from the 13th, 14th, 15th, it was crap. It was really heavy. It was very, what could you say, up and down and aggressive and passive. And agitation was there. So for me, yesterday was Hades. It was really horrible. It was very depressing. You know, I have actually had a lot of people, including myself, have ebbs and flows through this last week, previous week. That was depression, which was very dark night of the soul. Don't want to be here on the planet anymore. And it is because of Chiron retrograde. Chiron goes direct. Hold on, buddies, okay? It goes direct the 23rd. We're just going to hold on. And Jupiter in Pisces has been a tough one. It's been very informative. I won't miss it. I've learned a lot, especially transiting through my 6th house, of structure and routine, how it's important in each of your charts. It's different. But from a spiritual point of view, Pisces is to do with endings. And so we may have very firm opinions right now and be bloody darn on it frustrated that we just want this new beginning in our cycle as twin flames, okay? 12th house can be, it can be the house of imprisonment, incarcerations. It's where we block ourselves. It's where we don't believe in our new beginnings. It can be astrology. It can be our belief in our connection to source, connecting to our loved ones on the other side. I do feel, especially because of Neptune's placement at the moment, it can be very, very heightened in psychic energy, and you do need to protect your aura. I particularly would say this week it would be key to maybe use crystals, drink fluid. You're going to get quite dehydrated. Earth yourself where you can. Even though, and it is getting harder and harder and harder. Why is that? Is because energy and vitality is Mars, and Mars is in Gemini. And so every little task you're trying to do at this point is like, I have nothing left to give. I am so bloody tired. And then you get Mercury going retrograde as well. And it's like, oh, I missed that too. God, you know, it's a bit like going to the shops. You know, what you need to make that cake? You're making a Christmas cake, or you're making some meal in the evening, and you know exactly the ingredients you want. And what sparked it was one particular ingredient. And you went down to the supermarket, and it was the one bloody thing you left at the supermarket. And it's frustrating. So it's, you know, it's like, oh, I've got to go back and deal with that now. So we can be having this frequency of having to readdress certain things. Chris, yes, he is woke. We're all woke, but we're dealing with 3D, and 3D is part of life. So being woke doesn't mean that your experience in a circumstance is their experience in a circumstance. It's a choice, and we need to respect the choices. And there's reasons why certain things play out. And it's usually because of, I'll give you an example. Lisa's twin, for instance, a situation which I have asked her a few times. I can't remember if I got a response. And it was, you know, from her personal background in the twin flame path, and maybe in nursing, maybe in caring for a previous person, her twin is caring for a karmic. Now, is it a romantic relationship? No, it's not. Did that person have history with that individual? Yes, it is. It is a choice, but spiritually, the wound could have come from childhood. It could have come from a sick relative, a role that maybe a parent played. And so the closure point comes through their direct experience, and also by standing by and saying, this is a path that you're directly choosing. There obviously must be something that you're learning through this, but it does trigger both parties, okay? But it is simultaneously healing Lisa, even if it's unbeknownst to her, because there also usually is a joint belief system, which has been a synchronistic pattern I had in my twin flame path. So that's why when I do attempt to guide the collective, it is from my personal experience as a twin flame, looking at the astrology, understanding ascension, so that can actually help. So the trauma comes from there. His means that his birth chart is giving him a 101 PDF to help end that 12th house cycle, which 12th house can also be a person transitioning over. When we psychologically looking at things and we're like, it's going to take forever. No, it's not. But where is that wound coming up in you? Let's get into the read. I'm going to pause for 5 and I'm going to turn that bloody washing machine off. I'll be 5 seconds. It's like all the technology these days either has a fridge, it's great technology. I'm not complaining. But you've either got a fridge screaming at you because you failed to close the door, or a washing machine that's reversing in a driveway, but technically it's in your laundry, Let's get into it. Okay, so the ruin cast we have for this week in the mix relating to the twin flame path. Empaths, be prepared because you are going to feel some energy this week. Moving into next week, it's going to be pretty intense till we move to the 20th. And you could be very aggressive. You need to calm down. Think about it. There are so many planets at the moment in Mercury. I am trying to be very cautious of how I'm using my communication skills with people, not to project. Hi, Josh. Not to project, not to get aggressive or angry and, hack people up. Because it's Mercury. So it's don't rush, slow down, think, itemize, look at things that you can prioritize in your list so you can address them head on. What is the most important thing for me to address this week? What's the top of it? What do we need to drop down to and deal with later? And we can deal with it, okay? So this ruin cast, and you're going to get a lot of bird totems. I don't know why. I did directly see a bird flying into a plane, and I've been seeing it for 2 weeks. So birds everywhere, and it's going to change species for the animal totems, and it can be more passion and fire and flame. So this relates to Leo. Did the Gemini moon feel like an eclipse? Yes, it did, because it's big. It's all these Mercury energies. Mars is in a Mercury energy, Gemini. Uranus retrograde is, again, relating to the intranet, to a higher octane Mercury energy. What else? And then we've got Mercury shadow in Capricorn ready to go retrograde on the 29th. So that's 3 Mercuries. It was like when we had the North Node in Gemini, same crap. It was like, great, 18 months of Mercury retrograde. So yes, your technology is going to play out. Yes, you're going to be at your wit's ends. You're going to be very, very busy. Mars doesn't slow things down. Mars speeds the mind up, so burnout is possible. So you might be burning the midnight oil, drinking caffeine. Be careful. Decalcification of the third eye, drinking enough fluid, getting, rest doesn't have to be sleeping. Sometimes our minds are overactive, and it's address those things. Journal, for instance, and then listen to some meditation where you can, but find ways to say to your mind, I can deal with that shite later. I'll come back to it, and just try and ride with it. It'll ease up as we move into 2023, but you could have more energy as Jupiter moves into Aries on the 20th. At the moment, we don't. We're like, Mars is retrograde, everything's coming at me. Oh my God, I'm so tired. It's like pixelation of the mind. So if you're looking at zombies walking around, we're pixelated. Don't get mad. I mean, look at it as, believe me, they don't know what's going on. You do. You have the tools. Bless that and just go, let me just go deal with what I need to and get the hell out of Dodge. Poor buggers don't know what's going on. And look, woke and waking, I said back in 2017, is that something in the collective will happen to wake the whole lot of the world up, which is currently happening. You guys as empaths anchor the energy in are becoming psychic mediums. And so you have more tools. However, you're observing waking society. Okay. So try to not get mad at ignorance, for they know not what they do. Constellation Leo, ego. Okay, we need to be careful of ego. Third eye, headache, sun. Sunday, yellow fire. Be careful with your thoughts and your words. I mean, I'm bloody trying, but definitely don't enable. I know I created a lot of healthy boundaries, and there was something majorly that came up with me in tribe, and it was like, you know what? I keep saying this is the last chance, and at some point it has to be. And it doesn't mean that that can't be reassessed later, but where it stands, I also had to choose for myself what was correct for me. It was like, this isn't working for me. People change when they're ready to change. Sometimes we have to accept we personally have changed. So this ruin cast, let's look at the mundane. I don't know why we call it mundane. The layman term meaning. Success, vitality, good fortune, popularity. Being a twin ain't popular, okay? You may see some people around you at the moment. Hi, Deborah. You may see some people around you at the moment that are physically maybe getting judged, going through a synchronistic event that you went through in your twin flame path. You also are making steps, and I feel everyone's doing this. What do I need to drop like it's a hot potato? How do I, on top of your twin flame path, you've also got your 3D cycles you guys are going through. So your 3D cycles could be suddenly you're like, where am I going to be in the future? What do I see myself doing? What do I really feel I'm not going to bring into 2023 and I'm cutting out of my life? And it's like this massive level up energy, and it's very strict with yourself. It's very determined. It's very fatigued. It's almost a matter of urgency that you're addressing these things. So this could be getting paperwork together. This could be looking at your career sector. This could be decisions relating to love, but I feel at a very personal level, there's something happening within your physical environment. This esoteric meaning is the higher self, the spiritual will, enlightenment, divine blessings. Reversed is blindness and gullibility. It is a totally positive ruin cast. When drawn on its own, which I always only pick one for the joint connection and the collective energy, it indicates that the present conditions, it confirms that all is well, okay? Or soon will be. The sun shines on all the quadrant's doings. So everything is really divinely guided, but remember, the sun is about what your purpose is. I had a beautiful question the other day from a patron, and it was like, do twins have to work together? Well, you technically have to bring harmony into the connection, you have to understand it is a connection, but you're also a separate energy because you become the twin. And so how that's forming is you both are twin energies, and you show the mirror to each other, and you become the whole twin in your whole self, which, many people that go into union actually say I became very 3D. It became extremely normal. Why was that? It's because you became masculine and feminine inside your own light. And what you'll find is when you become unhinged and unbalanced, the connection directly pivots off cycle. Because you have to find that's the hugest challenge in twin flame path is you need to be in your own world, not the masculine towards the masculine, because that won't work. It's like fertilization of an egg. It's just not going to work, okay? That was about the best analogy I could use with all the Mercury energy going on. You physically need to, in your own life, go, where do I need to use my power? Where do I need to stick up for myself? That's why challenges come in the twin flame path. And you need to get to a place where you can be empathetic and understanding to yourself, to be co-creative and intuitive and understand the 5D and the 3D exists. And what can you do within your power? That is your role. When you can achieve that, and you go through the 7 stages of healing dark night of the soul, you guys will come into communication, and communication is on its way. I hope that summed it up great. If it's not, feel free to book a reading. We're filling up fast. I cannot emphasize that. There's probably like 10 spots. I don't know. I'm guessing. But jump in and grab your slot. I'm going to read these cards, not Astro, but intuitive. New deck. I won't say who gave it to me because she told me not to. Yeah, it's a she. Well, she's got masculine in her too. She's a boss woman. Let's show this bit. But I'm reading them intuitively. If you get additional messages, fabtabulous. I'm a psychic medium. I don't need cards. So we'll do super chats after the session. I forgot to put the PayPal link up. If anyone wants to give me a heads up during the live, and I can chuck it up there. Dreams of Gaia. I'll grab it in a tick. Check the PayPal, and we will, after, answer some questions relating to the astrology, and we will tell you what the big must-knows are. I'll leave that there. Bear with me. I'm so organised, right? Add yours. I'm literally getting content ready for January. I haven't done any of the star signs, and I'm telling you, you're going to have like two. You're going to have month and mid-month, but I also have to do the predictions via the website. And they are going to be reduced in cost, so stay tuned, and I will give you a heads up when that's happening. All right, PayPal link. And so I'm going to be offering the predictions via the website. And I'll cut and paste that there. I'm so organised, right? I apologise. Rude, Yildiz. So anyway, the predictions via the website are a separate 12 set. I'm going to give it as you can pick one, or you can pay a certain price and you get all 12. Okay, but I'm going to reduce the cost of it. So stay tuned. I'll give you a heads up, and that's if I can get the bloody things done. Yeah, it's a beautiful deck, but I read them intuitively. I'm going to read them intuitively. Oh, God. Okay, Hermit card, yeah. That makes sense. So, do you want to go into hiding? You probably bloody do. Everyone's probably really tired. It's like I need to reflect upon this. We could be going down the vault in our mind within the joint connection. Some of you could be wondering where the heck masculine is. The initial deck, I'm going to read them all in the upright, and then we'll go further. There is healing here, okay? Yeah, no wonder we're having headaches. Mercury, we've got the Hermit energy. There's a reason why we go backwards, okay? There is a reason why we go backwards. It's to reach closure. And if you do feel that there's a lot of pressure, it is because next year we're going to have Jupiter in Aries in the North Node. Later we'll move into Aries. So what can that look like? It's like paying the ferryman. It's like, guess what? It's here. We need to address our wounds. There's no going back. So, you know, for certain zodiac signs, if you know where that Aries placement is, especially relating to the nodes, because they can bring on new subject matters relating to wounds that can come up in each cycle. Aries tends to spend a lot more time. Chiron spends more time in Aries because it's the first house placement, because it's where do we need to heal? Because somebody can come to you and say, sorry, but if you don't believe it and you don't forgive, then it won't happen. Does that make sense? Sometimes we say to ourselves in the twin flame path or on our awakened path is, why do I bother healing? Because has that person done it? And that's the bitterness and resentment. And it's the God, you know, can't I take a blooming break? Is there a time I can take a break and I don't have to do the work? You're doing the work for yourself, and it's also so you don't have to feel crappy for the rest of your life. And so it doesn't affect your friendship groups, your relationships, your career, your physical being, your ability to trust in brand new beginnings. With the South Node in Scorpio at the moment, it's almost like we don't leave the South Node, we transform the South Node. So we're transforming how we emotionally believe in ourselves to bounce back. And that after an ending, yes, physically there is a new beginning. Can we be looking at this cycle right now totally negatively, like it's just all crap? Yeah, we can. And that is collectively not just in the twin flame path, but we need to be thinking different. Not everything is money. Not everything is value. There's so many different facets to our life. We are so much more than just heart. We're so much more than just twin. We are, and we're meditating upon these things. We're like, I'm trying to gain clarity. I'm trying to understand, you know, what is the blockage in this situation? I think both parties here are a little bit up in their heads to do with, is it safe to proceed forward? So could we be in ego? Yes, but I think it's more psychologically. It's so funny. Whenever I've used this card, this deck a few times, and what this card to me, with my guides, is showing me almost the divine path. You know, the twin flame path, the destined path. It's almost like the North Node path. I feel that you're looking to the past and you're like, what was the purpose of this? You'll understand what the purpose is as you proceed forward. Don't try to dig too hard. Don't freak out and think that, you know, gospelly everything you know right now is what you're going to know next year, because it's not and never is. We always transform. Spiritually, you can be saying to yourself, what was the contract on this path? I know that we had a few laughs in the members hub. You all giggle and I do, probably because, you know, once you go to the loco side, you have to use comedy to bring yourself back to some sense of equilibrium. We have a bit of dark comedy here and on. It's like we're soul sisters. Sometimes we can be a little bit sadistic. What do you reckon, Giggle? But we can actually talk about, probably because of our Scorpio placements and her Capricorn, is that we can talk about the more taboo elements of life, probably because we've visited those shady energies so very much. So don't get offended if we ever do that. You've got to have comedy. So spiritually, a lot of twin flames at the moment are looking back and going, what the heck was this journey for? Why did I go through ascension? Why was there cheating and all that crap? Like, is that divine? You know, sometimes I have seen some very interesting questions relating to twin flame path. Is, can they be mean to you? Can they cheat on you? Can they hurt you? Yes, so can a soulmate. So can a karmic. The karmic does become us, guys, because it's permission-based. So when we're in a karmic cycle, it is a physical belief system within our chakras that that's our role. And it doesn't last very long because it starts to feel very awkward, like you're putting a shoe on and you're Drusilla, but you're not really Cinderella. It doesn't fit any longer, so inevitably it's going to break down or it's going to make you feel really sick. Spiritually, there is a reason why you guys have gone through this. And for a long time there, I did feel the separation stage was the worst stage in twin flame path. And no, it actually wasn't. It was actually testing the wounds. It's a bit like going to university, learning something, facing a shadow, going into the reality of abandonment wounds, and then going back into a connection or your twin flame path and then going, I have to address my PTSD. I have to address my triggers in a physical reality, not just in my mind, you know, because we do reach closure outside of it, but the true test is actually going in to rebuild that spiritual energy inside yourself. So a lot of you at the moment are like, maybe I'm not a twin. I mean, it won't matter if you are or aren't. I'm going to honestly tell you, because the collective is waking up, and because where you're going, you still will have to address these core situations and habits. I mean, I put myself in the naughty corner at the end of 2017 through my split with twin, because I wanted to delve into my Akashic records and life history and go, I'm the common denominator here, Aries first house placement. Why is this happening to me? What is the connection I have? And it was like I was going in a retrograde to find some clues so that I could break patterns, habits, belief systems, and heal the heart chakra and build that inner trust up within me as an empath. Because we do get mad at ourselves sometimes that our intuition is not showing us things that other people are doing, but that's not our job. In channeling, yes. But in gauging a relationship, we're not another person's parent. Yes, there are roles we play in it, but there's also roles that they play in it, and we can't own all of it. We can just try to do our part to the best that we can. But I think that some of you are like, I'm not a twin. And look, wherever you go, you're going to have ascension. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not here to tell you, you have to go into your twin flame path, although I do see reunions coming through. Heaven and earth. In your heart, you're like, it's nice in the 5D, but can it be in the 3D? Yes. And you need to start believing that. You will get to a stage, and I think this is where a lot of feminines are at. This is interesting because this energy does proceed forward into January. Okay. What I'm seeing is, at the moment, divine feminine is requiring a dream in the 3D. And so could that look like disillusionment at the moment? And could you guys be going into your heart and going, I want the dream, but I don't want to dream about you anymore. I want to have a physical person in my life I can start seeing tangible physical movement forward. Now, I may need to pull a clarifier on this next card because I do see whatever they're dealing with right now, I do feel they're currently feeling as though they are starting to worry that time has taken too long and hermit mode has been too long. And even if you can run, you can hide, but your wounds come up. Now, this sometimes when divine feminine in the 3D, she comes back down to the 3D. She's like, you know what? I ain't doing this shit no more. I want a lover. I want a person in my life. I am entitled to it. And it feels very defiant. You know, it just comes through really defiant. And I go back to 2017, 18, where I directly was so shitty. I did this live. I got a tie on. I got my dominatrix energy. And I was like, you know what? Yes, darn honor, I will require a person to something to believe in. And if you say you're going to do something, darn honor, you best be doing it. I will require that. You know, it's like taking things as gospel. If you say something and you don't follow through, well, I'm not going to believe you. And unless you told me there was an issue, well, it's like, well, how can I fix it? Because what you do tend to find in particular relationships and twin flame path is there's no warning. It's, we're going down the aisle, baby. And then it's like, MIA, and you're like, did I miss something? But generally, you were ready to do the same. I'm just saying. There is a fight in the ethers, and I don't know what's coming up, but I think there's a bit of competition coming. And this is divine masculine, like, no, that's my woman. And it doesn't have to be a woman. We're talking energy here, okay? I'm not a cliche channel. Well, I don't think I am. Tell me if I am. Feel free. This is where competition's coming up, okay? This what you're wanting, it's almost like you're challenging divine masculine to be the fighter, the lover. It's challenging at the moment for divine masculines because especially when you look at the direct circumstances, and it's all very, very individual in the twin flame path as well as very collective, and that's for the ones in union as well. We are going through a transformation, and, you know, Capricorn is the devil in the detail, but this can be, and I did warn you guys, be really careful this whole week because it's coming up until we reach Jupiter. You've got to be careful over Christmas, calm, because the aggro's there. This I do pick is divine masculine coming and knowing darn straight they're going to have some competition. And I think it's a choice at the moment. There's a line in the sand, but be careful what you conjure up, okay? Because like I said, yeah, there is going to be some choices, but I feel masculine could be a little bit worried about. They could have a lot on their plate right now. From a personal point of view, relating to tribe and family, this could be sick relatives, sick karmics. It could be obligationary, transitional and tower moments, like every one of us in life. But I'm noticing the divine feminine next, and we've got the Chiron energy. I'm looking at the lotus flower. And I'm looking at the butterfly, and so many butterflies. Oh my God. Google butterfly totem, message to the divine. There is a transformation and a metamorphosis coming, okay? And this is transforming the connection. And particularly the reason why it's coming through is because divine feminine is finally realizing they want a physical relationship in the 3D. Now, I'm not saying you didn't want that before, but I'm saying the disillusionment is because you went through the 12th house as well. And you were like, I don't just want to dream it. I want to have a physical person. And you don't need it. You actually never did need it. You want it. But don't get a project, for goodness sakes. And this is my warning to you. If you're going to choose a relationship, make sure you know why you're choosing that. Is it to fill a void that nobody else can fill? That they can, you know, have you filled that void? Is it you can only answer it. That energy there could go on for hours, and it's all very individual, because the lotus flower with Aries and Chiron is, if we haven't healed ourselves, it bumps the connection, because both parties are going to bump heads. And I had to say to myself, are you ready, Yildiz? Are you presuming you're woke and that person's not woke? Or they aren't there, but you are. And I did have to look at my shadow, and I was like, I think I've got some work to do. Trust, faith, and I don't think it was confidence in myself. It was confidence into, I want to go back into a battle, and that's a very poor way to be looking at a connection. What battles await me? It's like, yeah, bit of PTSD there. Let's just maybe slow down. I do think there is a change, but it's because of what's going on. What tends to happen is feminine has some crappy energy that comes in first. You then alchemize it like the magician, reach some closure point. Sometimes it can look like disillusionment and making bold choices for your future to move forward, because it's detachment. Chiron, okay, I've addressed it. Maybe it's never going to happen. And bang, you feel this pullback and you start getting psychic attacks. Why does that happen? Because you have released a belief system in the joint connection. It's like you're both battling the masculine internally on the ethers. And when you do that, what happens is some situations shift in your twin's life. So when we say, have they worked it out? There's a blockage. And usually it's the empath that resolves it psychologically. It happens on the 3D. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm saying is something's being manifested. Something's being moved. There is something I feel on divine feminine side that she is needing too much. There's something evolving on your side of the fence. This could be your physical reality. It could be a circumstance. It could be a friendship group. There's something shifting. Could it be a job? Yes, but I do see it's almost like the Kundalini rising. So the sacral chakra can be coming in. The energy can be moving very quickly. It can almost feel like it's sudden. This feels very sudden, whatever it is. I do a bit of, do I feel a gin removal? I do, but I don't, because I do feel you're protected. But I get this feeling it's something that you're conjuring up. I think you could be realizing some gifts. Maybe some of your senses are shifting. Look at this, the self. Yes, Aries. So time spot for this is by the time Jupiter moves into Aries, and I feel it sooner, there is going to be a radical shift. What I do see is we need to actually face that shadow. You're going to need to face your shadow. This is definitely, this is almost like I'm seeing, it is a rebirth. It is a purity. It is an innocence about it. It's about going to your future with this sense of the unknown. But I'm also feeling it's taking you back to the connection in a different shape or form. But I also feel the Kundalini rising. This is like the serpent rising. It's the Trinity energy, the 3 doves. It's the 2 dragons. If you're in a karmic relationship, divine feminine, you may have some situations to address inside yourself. If you left it, it could be that you're healing from that. And this could have been many moons ago and a wound that came up that you hadn't addressed. I also feel very career-driven for divine feminine moving into 2023. It may be a revelation that you want to do something. You want to maybe, it could be getting fit. It's just something major that is really going to light up in your energy. And it's like you're ushering in your counterpart, because I do feel you're going to meet your match, but there's a bit of competition here. You've got to be careful. I also do feel the competition you need to be observant of, okay, what the competition is. Let's get some clarifiers. There's anxiousness. I don't know, man. What divine feminines have you thought about? I'm just going to ask you the question because I don't think this is coming from the karmic. I think this is coming from divine feminine, and it feels like magic. Could it be white magic, dark magic? Yeah. Could it be statement pieces? Maybe. There is a transformation of the physical connection. They do not want you to be with anyone else. Nope. But that's a possibility. The other thing is a lot of people say, hey, what does union look like? Has anyone ever wondered that? What does union look like? Very individual, really. It's the certainty that initially will come through with you first. Just like somebody could tell you it's going to be 10 years and you feel you're all right and it's like, nah, not going to be 10 years. It's a certainty. It's a cemented certainty. You've got reunion here. I feel whatever this rebirth is this anxiousness and anticipation. It is, but it's usually, initially it happens with you. And I know that seems like a huge insult, but believe me, you'll enjoy it because you suddenly feel whole. It's a very whole, fulfilling, calm inner knowing, a calm inner knowing about yourself and acceptance suddenly of yourself, a peace, and you have this really gross feeling of infinite love for everyone. It's like you even have these revelations of, oh my gosh, this crappy thing had to happen to me because I needed a change. I'm getting magician energy coming through from divine feminine. Okay, well, how many of you have bloody been tuning into the karmic? Thank you, gods. How many of you have been tuning into the karmic? Now I understand the message. If you have been tuning into the karmic in the last week, or a cycle, or a person who really jacked you off, or if there would be a karmic, put your hands up because this message is for you. You're not in trouble, but I need to give you some tools, something to protect you because it's jinxing your union, okay? I had a dream about my masculine's ex-wife. It's very common. They come in, but sometimes it can be that they're choosing positive things. So if any of you have had dreams about the karmic, congratulations. Wasn't it great? No. So some of you can have a dream prior and it will be the karmics requiring you to be with them. And that can be, how can we just all get along? And it can even be quite gross dreams. But nevertheless, if they have entered your dreams, you can tell me if it has been you had tuned into them. So it's either them tuning into you or you tuning into them, but something to that degree has happened on the divine feminine side this week. Then they're tuning into you. Okay. So if you have not thought of them at all, point blank zero this week, and it can look like, why does my twin treat them better? Is there going to be another karmic? There's hundreds of ways it can come about. Would be her tuning into me. Okay, well, it's positive because if you have moved into detachment, however that has gone, what my guides are showing me is there is somebody at the moment that's mucking with your energy. So what can happen is if you feel your personality has shifted radically, it's not you, okay? And I know that sounds really weird. Just hold that thought. Psychic mediums can be psychically attacked, or by you tuning into them, you've opened the door and they've come in. And so what then happens is whoever you're been tuning into, if it's like eating shit for days, right? you suddenly embody that person's personality, and it needs a little bit of an exorcism. So you can use tools via social media. You can use crystals, smudge sticks, because look at this demeanor. This is like, it's funny because I'm looking at this like a magician energy. Oh, and the base chakra is gross. Okay. So what, the person doesn't even need to be doing black magic on you. If this person is a very negative person, very low frequency, sometimes it can be a person that's ill, you are going to embody their demeanor. You can have bad ascension symptoms because it's a different way of channeling. The person either can psychically attack you because they've been thinking about you constantly and because the door's open and you never close the door, or you have been thinking on them. No matter what, divine feminine, you do need to do a bit of an aura cleanse. I would do an aura upgrade. I would drink fluid. I'd do a little bit of a detox. It can be with herbal teas and things like that. Crystals, clear them with salt and wear them for a couple of days. And I would use like the psychic protection crystals more so, because I feel if your personality has been aggressive and bitchy, it's because you're embodying the karmic, okay? You need to discharge the karmic. You can do the breathing in, the blowing out, the anchoring down, and physically anchoring your energy, because the manifestation is here. And the reason why it's getting so heavy is because they know that even when you're not there, they're having a revelation that the connection's over. What do I mean by that? They're thinking that you're the problem even though you're not there, because the environment with them in the connection is falling down. And it doesn't matter whether you are there or aren't there, they're having a revelation that a cycle is ending and a new one is beginning. So you're embodying their energy of anger, aggression, frustration, sadness. You've been psychically attacked, okay? We're going to, because they know union's there, okay? And you're not even there. Clear their energy. There is a purity of this because there's aggression coming through. And I was like, why is it going to? It's like, it's not your dark, but the dark energies come into your side of the fence, divine feminine. And I think this is to do with the karmic. There's definitely a shift here. I want to pull a clarifier on those two masculines on the card. I feel there's a person around divine feminine that's keen. This could be a person who's an observer. Right. And I feel this person is acutely aware, maybe knows your twin. Acutely aware. This could be at work. This could be, they feel as though if they got with you, inevitably it would end. They're hoping they can kind of swoop in. Okay. There's also something happening in career changing for divine masculine. This could be for the better. And I do think it's for the better, but what so? Okay. How does this directly relate to divine feminine place? And then we'll get on to the super chats. I do think that this communication is coming in. I think something is changing. I think it's already cemented in a reality. Oh, we got divine masculine showing up. I just keep hearing competition. But I don't think it's on masculine side this time. I don't think it's a feminine. I think it's a masculine. Bad girls, what you gonna do? Really? I don't know. Some divine feminines are actually just trying to have fun. Girls, I'm just hearing the term girls just want to have fun. It's like meditating upon what you will be doing next year, thinking about, yeah. But remember, the warning was there in relation to divine feminine being very careful. Is that any better or the same? Is it, pick carefully. Look at that. The clarifier came out. It came in reverse. It's like, is there competition? Make sure you don't look at it as I'm leaving this person to go that. Make sure you're looking at it and going, what is the potentiality? I mean, could you see it growing? Could you see it being positive? Are there huge complications around it? Yeah. 3 cards, please, and then we'll go into the super chats. Somebody's watching you. You are getting justice. There is going to be justice, and it is to do with the connection. Ooh. I don't know. What you think is in between you is what is going to join you. What the hell does that mean? Noticing the horns. Look at that. Again, the heaven and earth energy. Justice. Oh, is this marriage? Is this union? Keep your energy clear. I actually think it's quite close. Okay, something's moving. Is this a new chapter, please, in the twin flame path? Is this a new cycle and chapter? I wouldn't be surprised. All the planets. It is. Okay, confirmation. This is a new chapter coming to the twin flame. Oh, what's happening now? See, I'm even in the connection and I still think that. I'm like, oh. You can see the drink at the bottom. Coffee, protein shake with a sprig of coffee. All this Mars energy is making me extremely thirsty. And I'm also getting to a space where I need to keep awake. Hit me with your best shot. Who do we have first? Oh. How you doing, Ben? Anyway, hire a handyman. You're a dog. I'll just read some of these comments. Thanks, Marie. Hey, Lois. I messaged you on Skype. How you been, woman? I've fallen in love with chickens like you. I've got 2 BFFs now. They're my girls. You know? Lois, I've got something coming through for you, twin, and it feels as though there's a question mark over the karmic connection. I don't know why I see a parent figure transcending over. I do see this as somebody is protecting you on the other side, though. There's somebody, it's like a marriage. It's like a spiritual marriage. But I feel as though there's a huge adjustment here. Something shifted majorly. I also feel because they feel you in the 3D, going through a personal transformation and a new path, a new direction. They're feeling that pull. They're feeling that urgency to come in. They're making reference to that's good, Ben. I'm actually seeing for you, how do I explain it? What they're showing me in a vision sense is a person that both of you knew. Was there a person that you knew, Lois, that was joined to your twin? Was there, like, did your parents know your twin? Because they're making reference. It doesn't have to be in the 3D because 9 times out of 10, your family, their family, we all are interconnected. So Tribes are interconnected. Our friendship groups are interconnected. It's like a tribal family. So in the ethers, it's a very different energy to this in the 3D. This particularly could be a male figure. Either this could be an ex, this could be a father figure, your side, their side. It does feel like a male energy, but it feels as though it's something to do with matrimony they're making reference to. But I feel it's almost like they're trying to come in and bless it. And it feels like that connection. I mean, this looks both like the marriage and the devil card in tarot, but we've got Mercury retrograde and Capricorn happening by the 29th. But this male looks like a spiritual guru. But I feel my guides are showing me is a person that was either here in the 3D, and that man is actually hovering over your spiritual connection and wanting to bless you with a spiritual union. It does feel like a marriage, and I do feel your twin is actually thinking about what that would have looked like if he was here and you guys were married and going down the aisle together. And it was something that he really, really wanted. And it's funny because he looked at your dad and his dad. That's how he's showing me. It's like he felt accepted, he felt understood with that person. So for him, that guide is actually helping Dale on that side. Yes, all good. That, yeah, confirmation. Yeah, so look at this. We've got very psychic and energy, which, I mean, you've confirmed that. Very psychic and energy. The death card, the person on the other side communicating with this individual. The sage, like a spiritual guru, actually helping heal this connection. So I don't think you need to worry too much, my love. There you go. So he is coming in to help the connection. That's what my guides have for you today, my sweet. But you've been up in my head for weeks. Even Giggle was like, have you heard from Lois? Is Lois okay? What's going on with Lois? And I'm like, yeah, Lois, you're right. Happy Christmas, Lois. Look after yourself, woman. Kerry, how you doing? I'm going to have a sip. I do not sponsor the name on the cup, although if they want me to, they can contact me. It was a gift from my twin. Hey, Kerry. Has your week been as busy as mine, woman? Oh. You got the counselor here. What's this about, Kerry? Oof. Okay, honey. You are not going to feel how you feel this week next week. That's what I'm hearing. You were like, am I all right? Gods must be crazy. Do I want to leave the planet? No. Next week, bam, you're ready to go. You're like, look out. It's chalk and cheese. It's total different. Your future and how you see, keen precision, sharp eye for detail, ready to fight back another day. This is the look out energy. You're like, I'm becoming, I can't use that term. There's a favorite song, it's Nicki Minaj. And it's a boss ass. Yeah, that's my favorite song. That was my motivation over the years. You're getting very keen into the direction of what you want in your life. Okay? Yeah, that's it. I feel you. So you're like, right, I'm going to have the strength to focus on my desires. It's almost like you're turning back into the magician, and it's like this defiant. It's suddenly, feeling all this, it's like this dark energy and like nothing's working. And oh my gosh, this is horrible too. No, I'm going to make it happen and it's going to be okay. It feels very matter of fact. Yeah, you're just recovering, though. You're recovering. But I feel you're trying to get your whole life back on track in 24 hours, right? You got jumpers. Where's this person at? Yeah, there's apologies potentially coming in. Yeah, you've got a possible marriage next year. Okay, they just told me to tell you off. Okay, because you know when you are hearing things, you go to that higher vibration, and then what pops into your head is the karmic. And you need to erase that from your mind, like that in the future is a possibility. Because what you're doing is actually believing this person's competition and they're not. It's like they're what's blocking you. No, erase it, because everything was flowing great till you thought of that, and then bang. It was like when you hear something good, it's like bang, no, but this and that could happen. You've got to tune that out. When it comes in, just completely go, yeah, but they'll have their own life. They'll be doing their own thing. Not thinking about that right now. Thinking about the tunnel and where I'm going, because that is actually blocking it. Remember what was coming through in the channel message is the karmic entering our aura. So my advice to you would be what I suggested earlier. Okay? It's like, no. Start picturing that person as a soul sister who knows no better. Think of it as your estranged sister. You're like, oh, you'll get there. But you'll be going your own way. Okay? One more card for Kerry and we'll move on to the next. Yeah, good old heroes, Janie Kerry. That's about right. You're in the Mars energy, my love. So you're about to ascend very quickly. It could feel, it's a little bit like getting onto a Ferris, you know, okay, well, there was one here in Australia, and it was, what do we do? What are the measurements in America for meters? Is it feet? I think it's feet. So I've always got to do these conversions, right? It was 164 feet drop, foot drop, okay? It was 50-meter drop. And I was like, I'm feeling very, like, what could the word? Adventurous. I do things and I know damn straight I'm scared of it. I'm like, why have I agreed to this? I always do it though. And I'm like, I am shit scared of heights, but let's just, I wanted to get a dogman ticket and rigging. And it was like, but I don't like heights. I must have died really tragically in a past life. I probably pivoted myself to my demise. So I've got on this 164 foot drop ride. And as I'm sitting down, I was like, why the hell did I do this? It's kind of like that analogy. It's doing it. You are going to be doing the pole opposite. You're going to be at the base, slingshot up 50 meters. And so generally that adrenaline can be very frightening, but you just got to hold on and anchor yourself in. So you at a personal level are going to have to be very realistic, and self-care is going to be critical for you over the next 2 years. It's managing your anxiety, managing your stress, not taking on too much, finding healthy ways to balance, and not to forget yourself, you know, because we can't be something to others if we can't be that to ourselves. So it just feels like a slingshot. And I mean, I never went on another ride after that. I did it. I do recall sitting one seat over from the left, which was the very edge, and this little girl sat next to me, and my daughter was on the left. My daughter was on the left, I was in the middle, and there was another little girl, and she was on the right-hand side. And they were like, this is so exciting. And I went, well, I'm just glad I'm hearing that. And they just looked at me ignorantly, you know, why? Because you can see over the edge and I can't. And I was like, oh, shit, do I keep my thongs on or what do I do? And a thong is not a G-string over here in Australia. They're slip-ons, slides, okay? It's a bit like jandals in New Zealand. It's my first time here on a live, but I love your readings. Oh, thanks, Star. Whom do we have next? So, yeah, that was a living hell anyway. I got down and I didn't go on a ride. My daughter went on another one. And even looking at it, I was like, oh, no food, nothing. Just let me kiss the ground. And then I go back and do something stupid again. I just go on one ride, didn't even have its bloody handle down. I was like, I had to tie my feet around the ride. I was like, why do I do this shit to myself? Why? Okay, so we have Marie next. Hello, Marie. How are you, my love? Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. I probably will do some extra lives next week because I think one of them, let me check the date. One of them I'm not going to be live. It'll be premiere. So I think, next week is the last live on the Friday. So come and join us. So I'll try and maybe on Monday come live as well. So it'll be in America, it will be your 11th, I think. And then for me, it'll be here in Western Australia, Westernhurst, Greens Match and Dime. It'll be the 12th and then also the Friday. After that, it's premiere because it's going to be the 30th. You guys are probably going to be partying. You probably won't. You'll be crying like Bridget Jones's Diary. Do not do that to yourselves. Sunday night then probably. For you probably, Ben. You're ahead, aren't you? Are you ahead or behind? You're on the other side of Australia. You ahead or behind? What time is it where you are right now? So, Marie, I'm glad you are, my love. Woo! These are just jumping out. You're doing the same stuff. Are you getting fit, woman? What are you doing? Oh, happy birthday. $11 a.m. 9 a.m. here. We're 2 hours behind. So, yeah, you're ahead. Okay, there seems to be some sense of a rebirth and offering. Some news is going to come in really fast, Marie. I don't know what this is, but this feels positive. This feels that it could be a bit passionate. You've got to be careful of communication. Now, did you ask in relation to Christmas, my love? I believe you did. I'm going back to check with my cross eyes. I think you did. It's a shame I can't have two. I might talk to StreamYards for some creative ideas I have. So was it in relation to you guys actually spending time together? Because I'm saying here, whatever this is passion. Be careful of your communication. That's what they're showing me. Be really careful of the communication. I don't know why I see you being moderator during a situation. Yes, what will Christmas with twin? What will happen? Something's happening quite quickly. I don't know whether they're in a karmic relationship or they're dealing with family, but it feels, whatever this is, it's sudden. It's a sudden shift and it feels like it's doing a 180. If you directly are in a physical room together, it's very passionate. It's very healing. But this person is concentrating on you a lot. They're really thinking about you a lot. Like the passion and the chemistry is on fire. Okay? But this is like this could be a new home, a new movement, a change in the circumstance. Are you guys going to be physically being together, or are you talking in layman's terms of where they are? Because I'm seeing two energies here. I'm seeing circumstances happening around that person, but I'm also seeing it directly with you as well. So I can see two circumstances. So particularly they could be saying, hey, whatever they're dealing with right now is coming to a drastic, abrupt end, and it's quite aggressive. Yeah. And then there is a shift, but it feels like this person is suddenly in their calmness inside themselves. They're thinking about you a lot. It's really strange. It's almost like they're quite psychic. They could be snooping on you. I'm seeing the eye. It's like snooping on you. They feel, I feel their personality is, it's a very realistic person. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the image of what I'm getting of this person is a very understanding, fair and giving, patient person, but they can be quite shut down if somebody pushes them too far. So it feels spiritually there's no conversation piece. It's shut down. It's like you've gone too far. Reminds me a little bit of a Cancerian energy of they will embody that fairness for so long, but if it goes too far, they'll go to the Capricorn energy and they'll push back and cut it out. Okay, I feel this is a very kind person. This person will do anything for friends, anything for work. Very hard worker, very caring person, but it feels as though they are quite fed up with circumstances. I do feel somebody's wanting to heal it with them. Shadow sign, yeah, Aquarius. So it's like they'll be patient for so long and tolerant, but they also have their own energy. And I think this is a big change in their relationship sector. I feel their career sector is going well, but it just feels like whoever the person was that was maybe dealing with them previously or currently, they want to heal it, they don't. It's a one-sided transaction. Does that make sense? So this could be a career goal, it could be a karmic, something that they're dealing with at the moment, though, is getting cut off, and it's going to happen very quickly. I hope that helps. Oh, that was big. They can handle a lot of crap. I'm just going to tell you, they really can handle a lot of crap. That was intense. Oh, Giggle. Hi, Giggle. Heaven and earth. Okay, you're like very 3D right now. Yeah, it has been very heavy. Oh, thanks, Star. Yeah, no, he really is a hard worker. He's got those ethics. He's got a good energy. I don't think he intentionally tries to hurt anyone. I do think that he is trying to get himself kind of grounded. You are on his mind. There is a possibility that he may communicate with you. He is very nostalgic, but at this point in time, he's very in acceptance of certain situations in his life that is really time for evolution. Giggle, heaven and earth in reverse. You're like, I don't want to be 3D, I don't want to be 5D, I just don't want to be. Done diddy done. Yeah, I need some space for myself. I want some space. Oh, what program was it? I think it was The Invisible Man. I think it was. And it's like there's a hamburger on the side of the bed. And he's trying to tell his mate that, hey, I'm invisible. And he goes, please don't eat me. I have a wife and 3 pickles. Oh, God, I still laugh to this day. You're in the 5D realm, but you're going through a wake up in this. Look, I don't you could be hacking people up. Leave me alone. Don't bother me. I'm trying to find my zen. You come to me. It's a little bit like, that rule book that we can have as mothers. It's like, I had a couple of friends that had this rule, and I thought it was funny. Don't bug me until I have my first coffee, or at least let me go to the powder room, for goodness sakes. I feel something shifting and you feel it. Okay, there is... who sings the song? The song that's coming through is Devil Woman. I'm a devil woman. Who sings that song? Do you know the song, Giggle? Oh, gosh. Cliff Richards? I've had nothing but bad luck since the day I saw a cat at my door. Go and research it. I'll make sure it's the right song. I'll try and chuck it to you. But you know the song I'm talking about, right? There is a cryptic message inside it for you. That's what my guides want you to know. I just had, I'm a devil woman. And I was like, oh, she is. She's sassy. She's definitely sassy. Okay, what is this connection? Oh, yeah, you're seeing the name everywhere as well, because that thing that happened to me last week with your twin's name power lunging into my head, it's coming up again, so have fun with that. I'll be smudging my head after this. I don't need the broken recorder with the name repeating. Ooh. It's going to be day and night for what things are. Oh, you better be careful what you ask for. Okay, you may not be seeing this coming, my love. I literally, I see this person coming towards you. This can be turning up at your house, making these declarations, looking a little bit too sexy. It's day and night. You're like, it's never going to happen. Look at that. I mean, what a beautiful card. Day and night. Something's changing. You're like, no, it's not. You know it is. But this person's turning up like a Capricorn. You better be the devil woman to be able to handle this jelly. What did you conjure up, woman? What did you conjure? We always say this. This is why during my ascension path, the hero's journey, you're like, they might be able to do it. You should be careful what you ask for, because sometimes you get a little bit more than you can handle. You ask for it, you're going to get it. 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 I have this sort of unfortunate energy related to poor Giggle and her twin, that whenever I see a channeled energy of it coming in, usually it's about, it could be hours. Sometimes it can be, how often is it usually with you, Giggle? This is even the way your bloody twin talks. It's destiny. It's destiny, right? We're together. What do you mean we're not together? My twin and her twin would just be, they're twins. They're twins. Her and I are twins. I'm twins with a couple of others of you on there. Deborah, how you doing? Let's have a look at Deborah's energy, please. Oh, Deborah, what's been going on with you, my love? I better keep my game up or we'll be late. Oh, you're having a bit of a rocky week, love. My daughter is. It's Friday. Every Friday, Giggle. Every Friday. And she just casts if I answer the phone. B20. No point saying B10. How are we? Where is Deborah? Is Deborah in the house? Who was I doing, Deborah? Poor Yildiz. Yeah, you got some nice energies coming in, my love. Like, there looks like there is healing relating to the past that has been a little bit traumatic. There, I'm still open. We're still going. She can wait. Okay, but there seems to be some traumatic event that you went through, some transformation. It's going to pay you in dividends. You do have this blessing that is coming through, and I do feel this is with the person of your heart's desires. This person holds you very, very dear in their heart. You are very important to them. I think you had to go through something first before this other person did. This is a very strong connection. Yeah, somebody wants to come back. I just had words with Cancer Man, not good. It's okay, Dale. You can have fights. You can have disagreements. There's pain in the inner child here, right? This person does love you. They really do. Both of you, you know, sometimes we have feelings we need to say something because we need to love ourselves, right? This person does and is healing as well. And they do want to actually heal this connection with you. The intent is there. There's a lot of passion between the both of you. I mean, look, it's like you are coming through as bloody twins. We always mirror each other. It's like two kids in the schoolyard. No, but you did this, I did that. I mean, look at it. It's like it's two dragons. So both of you are coming up in both senses as joint. Like you're mirroring each other. Okay, it can be healed. You're both going through dramas and tribulations. I mean, I'm in my bloody twin flame path, and we don't always agree. I like that. I actually like that. But we have so much in common. Our belief systems and viewpoints because of our personal experiences. Sometimes it can get a bit hot and heavy. And being that it's Cancer, you know, my moon's in Cancer. So with me, with the shadow sign of Capricorn, Mercury retrograde is the relationship sector. And so it's fear-based frequencies about the past. My twin's Cancerian as well. So it's like, are there people from the past coming back? And, you know, sometimes Cancerians can be really nostalgic and they're like, what was I thinking that? That ain't ever going to happen. Sometimes it can be us bringing the grievances of the past up. And it's like, just be careful. Be careful of what you desire. Okay? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I do think you guys, once you calm down, it's workable. Okay? But you're coming up trumps with matching each other. You're playing ping pong. That's it. Just look at it as playing ping pong. I would have a rule, and it was like, we should be making love, not war. War happens in the bedroom. Okay? Next. Oh, Ben, it's your turn. Oh, is it Char? I'm so bad. Hey, Char, how are you, my love? Oh, God, what the heck has happened in your week since I last talked to you? They're flying out. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Did you have words for that individual we talked about? We won't name names. There is a little bit of potty mouth coming through here. Your internet's acting up. That individual we were discussing in your booking, they've showed up in your reading. Have you had a 180 degree and you're just like, no? Because you got the, well, I love the loose lips sink ships, but there's a potential here, but I don't think it's in a bad way. So you've been looking at it and it's like, you kept it PG. It wouldn't have mattered what you said. It's still, the intellect is probably still PG relating to that anyway, unfortunately. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're just like, do I say something? Look at the cat. The cat's like, Ma, what is that person thinking? And it's orange. Look at the orange. That's like, I'm going to mess you up. I'm going to mess you up. Look at this. Loose lips sink ships. You're like, what? It's the person's healing. You could be looking at it going, I know relationships are sacrifices, but it's in the hangman position, that situation. You may reassess. A case of the potty mouth. You'd be like, you don't, I even laughed with this with Trent last night. I said, the one thing about Cancerians, they're transparent, man. They understand emotions to the heart of hearts, a bit like Scorpio. Do you want to hear the home truths? If you delve in and you hear the truth, don't complain because you did ask me and they'll tell you. They'll try and be loving, but sometimes the truth hurts. So he taught me to harden up. He really did. He used to say to me, I need to get you a can of harden the bleep up. Okay. And yes, it did over the years. It has really helped evolve me as a divine feminine to not take everything so personal. But you're looking at this like you're the masculine. You're like, really? I'm going to be masculine. Oh, I'd rather be the masculine and feminine for me, but I'm telling you that situation will work. Okay, let's pull 3 cards for TF. Oh, yeah. You are gaining brand new perspectives. Brand new perspectives. This is higher heart chakra. There's a bit of dark energy around them at the moment. I think there's some dramas going on. Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense too. Okay, outcome, please. We just went from, look, I'm looking at the higher heart chakra. I'll show you. Higher heart chakra, third eye. Thinking about the flame. I don't know, I almost see this like, justice coming in, changing. Then we go to the Fool card. Something's going on. Something's moving. Something's shifting. Like, it's darkest before the dawn, I'm hearing, but something in that subject matter is evolving. There is a bit of headaches over that side. I have, probably for the last 6 months, Char, really felt that your counterpart was not spending a great deal of time with the karmic. I actually feel there was a lot of things happening around tribe. This can be mother-father energy, maybe wellness related. I do not feel this person has spent a great deal of time with karmic. They look ever so smitten with going forward, but it's not, it's turning it back on a person. I'm going to say it again. Be careful what you magician up. I don't know why I'm getting the feminine this week as the magician. You've got to be careful what you're conjuring up. Be careful what you're conjuring up, Char. We attract it. If you have a thing coming up, like my mum said this to me yesterday. Oh, Yildiz, it's because you're strong and you're a good therapist. I'm like, I'm not a therapist. I'm a soul coach. Yeah, but that's your job. I went, can I not have a cup of tea? It come out again, Char. Be careful. Look, if you're going to do any manifestation, do good manifestation. Just picture the best version. You're sitting in a bowl of champagne with gold. You're looking sexy as heck. And Omar Sharif, twin flame, turns up going, picture that, okay? That's what I want you to picture. Saw the meme today that said, opened a can of worms today, nothing happened. Can of worms is highly overrated. Can of whoop, that packs a punch. You got a bit of magician energy. I'm telling you, you're going to keep attracting people in, but you're going to... this person, they're ever so happy, but I don't see them around the karmic. I'm absolutely telling you. Omar Sharif, yeah. Yes, my nan was smitten with Omar Sharif. I mean, he wasn't an ugly man. Yeah. He wasn't. He was a very attractive man. Ben. Calling, paging Ben. How's YouTube going, Ben? Have you been having fun? Oh. Okay, you went from... Okay, you got more on your plate, okay? Yeah. Yeah, true. It also prevents changes, Ben, because Taurus traditionally does not like being in Uranus, okay? Because Uranus is actually affecting that zodiac sign too. Taurus, it could be where you love someone and you give your power away, right? It could be where you feel, look, I'm being fair, I'm being loving, it's my role, I'm a partner, I'm a parent. I've got money. I'll give it to you. I don't have money. But transitions and transformations with the North Node and Taurus I'm having a nodal reversal. My daughter's having a nodal return. So she's a North Node in Taurus. I'm a South Node in Taurus, North Node in Scorpio. So I'm having an opportunity to revisit some of those things that were great. But Uranus hasn't made that super easy this year, but next year it will. Spirit has been kicking my butt. Yeah, self-awareness is really important, but it also helps us get to know ourselves. Usually because we've been autopilot like a bunch of zombies walking on the planet, as I mentioned to Giggle today, is that we're not super aware of self. We're aware of everyone else. We actually spend 90% of the time being fixated on what other people are doing that we actually don't even know ourselves. We don't, yeah, you know the basics, but it's like, what makes me tick? What pisses me off? When do I get triggered? Why is that happening? Where did that come from? We don't ask those questions. We just go by the motions and go, that upset me and that's it. And I was like, no, it's so much deeper than that. On the family dynamics side, I feel my wife is still tired and vibing low. The children are eating her alive right now. Well, we have to question, why do we do it to ourselves? Giggle, children are a blessing. I don't know, what if I say each child costs about $1 million a raise? Sounds great. By the time they're out the door, you're like, retirement what? I need to sleep. Fucking child. See, Ben? Even the child is calling. They eat a lot. They talk a lot. Oh, they're so cute. They are cute. I'm going to be a grandmother soon, so I'm getting my candy weapons out. Okay. Oh, let's see. Yeah, look, we can get up in our heads. We can have beliefs coming up. Yeah, it's the nervous system as well. I mean, you would want to really watch for, I would say, mid-January to mid-February, because Uranus and Taurus goes direct, so that's going to kick your ass there. But it could, look, it's changes the way you earn money. You think about it, because it's money. It's Uranus is to do with banking and money and innovation and change. When we had the squares, which has been for a while, it's almost like we knew something needed to shift, but it was like maybe some of us were working 2 jobs. We were trying to do a transition, and it was like, and sometimes it was like, you've been waiting too long, and they rip the carpet out. So you physically have no choice but to climb back out of a coffin. Does that make sense? It's like, so it hasn't really given us that benefit to get our lives back in that right direction. Do you have any direct questions, Ben? How long till your bub's due, mate? Mate. Ben's more classy than me. He's on the other side of the globe. Well, he's on, technically we could call it the other side of the globe. Australia is big enough, isn't it? Yes. I had a lot of past stuff come up around triggers and betrayal. It does make sense. You're a dog. Okay. That it's normal, because like Chiron is still retrograde. So no matter what, personally, we are at a collective level going to be looking at our wounds. This can be to do with your childhood, okay? But it's like, it's almost revisiting and reconnecting with the wounds and the childhood and what you felt you needed to be because of the circumstance that happened with mum and dad. Mum and dad don't have to be DNA parents. It can be to do with childhood, children, expectations of you being a man in society and as a human being. Did you lose a child, Ben? Because that child's coming back. This doesn't feel most recent, though. This isn't the first time, correct? Has there been 2 miscarriages? Oh, you do put a lot of pressure on yourself. There's a lot of pressure here. Yeah. It does feel there was previously, looking at a miss or a miscarriage or something like that. But this is an old soul child coming back. You're being too hard on yourself. Sometimes when she's getting quiet and she's thinking you needn't worry, you're very protective, but I also feel she's very protective of you. She does embody a lot of divine masculine energy herself. She's tight. I think, look, even the, I would look out because the chemistry is going to spike up shortly. Even though it is that, part of the pregnancy. I do feel the chemistry between you is actually going to spike back up. I do think that spiritually she's going through her vaults and her wounds. She's going through a rebirth herself. You might, I don't know why they're making reference to this, but you might be seeing pieces of string, okay? The symbols, I want you to Google them if you see it, because it seems as though it could be something like that drops on the fabric and it's shaped in a particular shape. Take a photo of it. Go and research it. I'll give you an example. I can see this here on... This has happened to me a few times in the last week, and I feel it's got some sense of symbology. You're going to see something, and it feels like a piece of string somewhere, but it's going to be shaped in a particular Celtic design, and it has a synchronistic message for you. In some ways, it's almost like once we start waking up, we want to learn it all, right? We want to know more. We want to be ready. We want to be at everyone's level, and everyone is always a level above us, because we're always growing. We're always transitioning. I feel like there's a little bit of uncertainty. Some things in life are predetermined, predestined. You also could be spiritually saying, okay, with this wake up and things that have been going, what is this? Where am I going from here? I think there's something to do with spiritual wisdom. You're waking up to certain things, but there's so much more to come. So if you think that's it, they're actually saying, no, it's not. There's a lot more that they're going to integrate inside of you. It could take you in a totally different direction that you weren't prepared for. Yeah, there you go, ascension, almost like the phoenix rising. It's like none of us really are. When we go through a spiritual change, when we go through personal changes, revisiting kind of wounds and things like that, and gifts that grow inside of us, being empaths, you're never really ready for it. It just seems strange. I know that a couple of people have said over the last few weeks that friendship groups are actually seeing number synchronicities. Now, does that mean they're twins? Not necessarily, but they are waking and they're noticing things. Why? Because we're more present. We're not zombies walking through shopping centers. Well, and it will feel weird, and you will initially feel out of your depth. My guides also were saying to me, you need to not underestimate your potentials and abilities of what you are, and that you will be so very powerful that you don't know. That's all they're saying. Yeah, there you go. Powerful, more powerful than you ever know. With your empath gift. You needn't underestimate yourself. Have you had any shifts happening spiritually on YouTube, like sudden revelations and ideas? Well, it is saying that in the cards too, Ben. Yeah. Sometimes it's a physical, do we have soul contracts with particular children in past lives? 100%. Do some children, there's usually an empath child in the family that generally comes up, and they tend to be connected to a twin. If you do not meet your twin in the ethers, it can mean that they're transcended over, but that can be your spiritual path. But generally, it was the catalyst to meeting twin. Do you get what I'm saying? But there's always a reason. Think back to around 2002, 2012. Had you met somebody previously, more than likely it'll be back there. One of those individuals. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, look, who's to say it's not your wife? Should I leave work and do my solely business as my livelihood? Have you already started it? Oof. Like right now, technically, we're moving into a Mercury retrograde. It's the end of the year. A lot of things that are going to change. Doing it full time, you literally need it. You need to be seeing that you can survive without that other position. That would be like a weight, because you're coming through as, you know, needing to be earthed, but needing to be spiritually responsible for the situation. You get what I'm saying? So if you physically can see physical movement, finances coming in, looking at it from a realistic point of view, because things can fizzle down and things are going to retract and expand at the same time. When we talk about Jupiter moving into 2023, it can expand horizons. It doesn't have to be at a financial level. It can be at a spiritual level. It can be taking us away from contracts, taking us away from, you're probably going to find that's not till March to May area. And then again, June, July, there's a big pocket of transition. Yeah, I'm hearing the term competition, but I'm also hearing make sure that you have your ducks in a row when it relates to sundries. So let's take a look. I mean, launch date, best launch date for jumping in that brand new direction would probably be, I would say, after February, or getting your ducks in a row in February, then assessing it. I probably wouldn't take the leap of faith now because we're moving into a Mercury retrograde. We're not seeing things clearly. Though, depends on the circumstance, though. If financially you can do it, yeah. Because there could be some loan or something that's required in that. There could be money that you're needing to pay for. It could really end up tightening your belt. It's not to say you can't change direction. I mean, look, when we're making a decision, it's a financial decision, isn't it? It's not just, hey, will it be successful? That's undetermined. It takes 5 years to establish a business. I've been on YouTube for 7 years now. And I'm still progressing and changing because, yes, we look at this as a spiritual community, but it also now is a full-time job. It's been pretty much a full-time job for me since, when was it? I would say within the first 3 months, I was working a full-time job as well as doing this. And it did take me to get my website done about a week, and I was pretty much staying up till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, you know. So there's a lot that goes into it. There's the budgeting. Usually you are doing everything yourself in the initial stages, which means, yes, you're saving money, but you're depleting yourself energetically and you're not paying yourself. You're building the business up. You're finding ways to advertise. You have to be the advertiser. You have to be the website design. You have to be the bookkeeper. And so it's like, do you want something simple Or do you want to physically have something that you own that is going to be everything but a large responsibility? As it grows, then you can hire people, etc., etc. But there is initially, it kind of looks flatline, and it's a method. You know, if you can make it to the 5 years, apparently you're really good. If you make it beyond that, during these times in society, you know, I would say try and do both at the moment. That would be my advice. There's no guarantees on anyone. If you feel then, you know, depending in the context of what it's doing. Yeah, because you could be full, like, you know, you won't be able to perfectly get all your ducks in a row, but they're also, the cards are saying don't be foolish. Don't think that everything's going to be a bed of roses, the unseen. We're going through Mercury retrograde. Uranus is in Taurus, which is to do with, you know, so I would initially, in the initial stages, to get the ball rolling, see it's floating, see it's advertising, getting pieces of the puzzle together. I mean, you know, I've considered new channels in 2023, but over the last, since 2016, I've learned a lot. So what would that method be? Build it first and then they will come. It's getting your ducks in a row. Not knowing like your niche market and really honing in on a particular area. Sometimes the problem can be that niche market is oversaturated. And so how can you individualize and be unique and get found? Because no matter what business you have right now, we're going into the age of Aquarius. It's all technology, which means you need to be a web designer, an SEO expert. You need to rank. And if you can't rank, you don't get found, your business sinks. There's so much more than just the physical product these days. Yeah. And you're going to have shitty days. And you better love what you're doing, or you will tap out. And Jupiter is going to give a slingshot effect. There can be huge movement and growth for the first 6 months, and then it's dipping into Taurus. So it could be we're doing the legwork for that time and then getting the rewards. But it's at the moment the cards are suggesting do the preparation, do it as a transition. You physically will know when you are stable enough to do that physical situation moving forward. And then if it doesn't, it could be getting your ducks in a row and going back to work again. But you're going to know what's going to work for your individual situation. Okay? What sort of work is it? Are we talking spiritual? Are we talking YouTube? Are we talking home-based business? Dawn, you're next, my love. How was your holiday, Dawn? Were you a good girl? Are you going to get presents for Christmas, or are you going to get a bag of coal? Oh, you're lucky, Sally. Last call. It's only because I love you. Where the heck have you been, woman? You're a jag. Okay, no more readings because my daughter's been stalking me and she's going to kill me. And I do have clients today. Okay, so we'll get Dawn's. Dawn, what's been happening? Hey, Derry, how you doing? I will be doing a reading on Monday, so I'll chuck it up on, I'll do super chats Monday with the chit chat. Babysitting. Friggin' Libra. Look at us going. Everyone's like, you're going to look after your grandchild every day. I have a full-time job. I do love children in moderation. It's like a diet. The good thing is you can hand your grandkids back, right? Hey, Miss Queen, how you doing? Okay. Dawn, you're getting sexy, but you're pissed at twin. I'm telling you, you ain't taking no shit. You're like, no. You're like, I am not doing this. You're like, you don't even know if you want to have a relationship. You're just like, I don't even know if I want to have a relationship. I don't even know if I want to mix with family. I don't even know what I want to do with my house. Do I want to stay home? Do I want to go out? Oh gosh, Dawn, you might need to, You know, you're even thinking, do I want to be here anymore? Do I want to find an island? Should I just get an island? I think the holiday has done you the world of good, my love. I do think the holiday has done the world of good for you, because I think at the moment where you're at, I feel your vibe is going to pick up. And you're like on a horse, you're like the chariot, but you're on your own horse and you're walking in a particular direction. You did trigger your twin. I would just say you have triggered your twin, but you have no treats to give. You're like, no, I know how I feel. I'm going to be very firm with people. I'm planting seeds in my location of where I want to go. I don't know why. I just see it's almost like you want to be near the water. I mean, I want to do the polar opposite. I want to be near the water, but particularly not near the ocean, because I know the astrology. You are, and you're pissed. You're like, look, I'm just no. You got to remember, you are Gemini, and all that astrology is up in your grill, making you aggro, and you're like, ah! Dawn, it will pass. But what I do see is you're really, you've got question marks everywhere going, what am I doing this for? You might, if you think you have given some home truths, don't, I reckon you are ready to give some more home truths. So that they better not poke the bear. That's all I can say this week. It would not be a good time until the end of the year to poke Dawn. No poking the dinosaur. Yeah, you like, try me. Oh, doll. No, you haven't. You haven't wasted your life. I was saying the same crap yesterday. I can't say, if we were being honest with ourselves, at that point where we were at, who we were, how we dealt with individuals was not a waste of time. It was a choice we made just because we didn't get a nice ice cream. I mean, I asked for sprinkles. No, I don't like sprinkles, actually. They taste like sand. I like a flake. I'm disappointed at the fact that it goes like wax. So choc top with nuts is my motto. And because I didn't get it, I'm disappointed. I wasted my time. Right? Just because we didn't get what we wanted, it didn't mean it was a waste of time, because you're taking your kitty with you and you're going to reap those benefits moving forward. And trust me, your perspective at this point is that person is not interested in you. That person is in the witch's cauldron, burning, and it's heating up, and he needs to have his dumping ground therapist Dawn to talk to, and you weren't there. So it felt very quiet all of a sudden, didn't it? How does that feel? Painful, okay? So revenge is a dish best served cold, and it's not to hurt a person. Sometimes it helps people gain clarity, Dale. Do you understand what I'm saying? So everything is divinely guided. Trust the process. Oh, I love nuts too. Chocolate M&Ms. On the planet, the food group we are discussing, there's only two particular ones I do have on my resume, okay? And they are sold to me. Chat is spicy. Oh, God. We got some jumpers. Okay, Sally, what the heck are you doing? Yeah, I had an accident at the movie theater once. I was wearing white jeans. Don't do that. You know, people are mean. They throw food in the cinemas. I haven't been at the cinemas for years. So, yes, they fell. We were having food fights. I was I was about 17, and they dropped in between my legs. Yeah. You know, the day when you had gaps down there? So yeah, it looked like some business occurred. Sally, what is going on here? I don't know. You're going to do a 180. I don't think that you are wanting to. I had to wrap my jacket around my pants, you know, so it didn't look like I did business. And of course, back then I was very shy, so my family was giving me crap, and after that, it would be like, whatever. Okay, Dal. You could feel a bit down and a bit disappointed, like you're the dumping ground, but what I do see is there's going to be something coming. Look, it's going to be purgatory. It's going to be purgatory. You could be getting shitty with people. I'm just saying. There is a sudden revelation, and there is a person coming towards you, and where you are right now is not where you're going to be next year. So I would not worry. I definitely wouldn't worry. I'm telling you. You're just gonna look like Giggle and I. You might need to chastise the mouth because it may say things it doesn't mean to, like a hexenbeast, you know, messing some people up. I'm telling you. Definitely messing some people up. When we all pass over, I'm setting up. We were definitely talking about that the other day. Could you imagine all of us hanging out? We would wreck the bars. Oh, I was joking with Giggle. I said, oh, could you imagine us walking down the streets a little bit intoxicated? Are you a twin? I reckon you're a twin. Oh, you poor thing. Don't do it. Okay, so look, Sally, you're going to have to keep your cool, sister, okay? You're going to mess some people up. You're going to be moody. I do get this vibe that there is a person around you at the moment that's romantically liking you, but you ain't attracted. Yeah, but this is like two extremes. This is like tornado Sally. This is tornado volcanic mouth Sally. Okay, and I'm just this is that next level. This is the next level, my love. It's like when you count to your kids, 1, 2. You ain't getting a friggin' 5. You're gonna lose it. But there is a male around you at the moment that is very attracted to you. I feel that this person is someone that you have always just looked to as a friend. I don't know why I get woogie. It's like something about Mary. You're like, no. Is that the best? Really? No. Look, this person, oh, I'm sorry. You're not attracted to them. You're like, universe, that wasn't what I ordered. I wanted salt and pepper on my fish and chips. You're pissed. You are so pissed. Look, you're trying to have faith. You feel like you're literally eat, pray, and repeat. The only male around me is myself. No, this person is watching you. I am telling you. There is a person who's keen on you. I don't know how they're looking at you. This can even be a person who is coming back from the past. But darn on it, Sully, you know this person. You will message me. I can guarantee you, because you are looking at them going, what are you doing here? Let's pull some cards for twin. I'm telling you, Cupid's got a shotgun and they're aiming it at you. That song, Carrie Underwood, go listen to that. That's your message. You're like, no, I don't believe in love. It's not real. Oh, doll. You should be, because they're really keen and you're like, no, not hot. Look at them. They're like so juju for you, girl. I love you. You got desire in reverse. You got the scribe. This wasn't in my soul contract. They're both in reverse. You're like, nah, sister. No. This wasn't what we agreed to. I didn't come down here for this. Now, let's get some clarifiers, because I think because of that, something, and this could even be a conversation you're having with your guides going, this was not what I signed up for. Where is this divine masculine in action? I've got family dramas. If they've got family dramas and I can deal with it, why can't they? Your faith to a degree, and you want something to believe in. You want something to hope for, to move forward. Does that make sense? You're tired of the crappy surprises. You're like, stop feeding me chud for dinner. Give me, oh God, yeah, you're pissed about that. Just give me a bloody happy Christmas, for goodness sakes. Can I just have, I actually said this. Christmas is not a therapy session. Let's repeat it. Christmas is not a therapy session. It's time of coming together and loving one another. Do the therapy prior. Maybe this is why we're having one of those weeks. Or do it alone. Okay, who is this individual, please? Okay, where's Twinner in the mix of this? Oh my word, really? I have a feeling that they're going through something that... What the hell? Do you have a female friend that knows your twin? Chestnut. Yeah, I'm going to get some roasted chestnuts. That's what Divine Feminine wants to worry about. Better be roast chestnuts. Otherwise, they will be roasted. Chestnuts or roast chestnuts? Which ones are going to be? I get this vibe that this week your twin is going through a bit of a change inside of the karmic relationship. I also feel, and it's like this person's also goo gaga. Yeah. I'm going to go find some chocolate now. I mean, when I messaged the members and said, I think it was on the 11th, I was like, energy's spiking, get ready, I'm eating chocolate. Especially because I looked at the astrology and I was like, oh my God, Uranus and Gemini, I'm not happy about that. Anyway, it is what it is. We have to go through it. So nevertheless, I do feel there's somebody that knows you and your twin and they're stalking you, my girl. Are you on social media? Are you on there at all? You're vegan. There's phallic symbols that are vegan. There's carob. There's carob. They're having a revelation, Sally. Rarely. Girl. They're coming through as an ascended energy. You know, you're moving into the Phoenix rising. You feel almost like you're moving forward, but I think this person's having a revelation. That's how it's coming through. It does feel like something in this person is changing. Maybe the next text message you get will be from that person, and it might be a little bit more normal than it has been over the last few years, that's for sure, but it feels like a change in attitude. I'll see you guys next week, which will be the last live. I'll try and jump in on Monday as well. So it'll be a Monday and a Friday. I will try. You can come into the members hub and I will be jumping in here and there between now and January. I'll jump into Discord as well because we have that as a benefit within the members if you want to join. And come and join our silly, naughty room. I think we did say that we're going to create a room that is for the dumping ground. It's going to be the rubbish dump. You know, we can talk horror, we can talk gunk, and then we can go into the other one and just talk. So there's the dumping ground, the rubbish tip room. Did I forget Lady Renee Giggle? I don't know. Oh, did I already do the reading for her? Further back, I think I did. Are you sure I did? Because I did do a reading and somebody didn't show it, but I was still reading the cards. We will have a look. Oh, what have you got you're dealing with? Is there an interference happening? Are you dealing with a situation with a third party? Because the first card that came out is third party. Or is it a conflicting viewpoint? Is it betrayals in your mind coming up? But it's the third party card. Could be a living environment. Hi, Betty Boo. Yeah, because you got the third party card. Is this an interference? Do you feel pulled in many directions at the moment? Do you feel that you are trying to make a major decision and you are feeling perplexed by what way to address it? I get healing of the past, but I get almost feeling as though you're pulled in several directions. I think there's 3 opportunities coming your way. Have you, look, whoever this person is, this could be a person that's coming into your life. Could this person be a divorcee? It could be. Could you be thinking of transitioning jobs? Potentially, it could be. Something's stagnant though, but it's not going to remain stagnant for too long. This feels like you're trying to make the most emotionally intelligent decisions in those areas, and it could be playing things safe. But it does feel like you know that in certain areas of your life, you've been conflicted, you've been undecided. But it's a little bit like when it gets stagnant for too long and we feel it's not really resonating with us. I feel that there's a transition, and this could be movement. This does feel a big goal maybe for a house. It feels like a new premises moving to. But whatever this is the whole, it's like the whole kit and caboodle that you're moving into. But it feels like where you are needs to be shifted about a bit for that to happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what could that look like? It could be that your love interest is maybe at a different location. You could end up moving and you could meet the love of your life. This could be moving in with a person. This could be moving to a new destination and a job in a new building, because I'm seeing a physical building. If you have been really fair and understanding towards people and felt like you put yourself on the back burner, it feels like moving into 2023, you are wanting to have a happier energy. You are wanting to have a safer, more stable vibration with your future. It does feel such, especially with the 4 of Wands. It feels like it is a happy energy. It feels like, although you may be reflecting upon some horrible things that did happen, probably to date, that's more a purgatory energy. But it's also sometimes where we keep ourselves safe. Now I feel you're moving into it. And I feel you could play it safe maybe until, January, maybe psychologically. You could be really mulling over some things. But it's as you move into 2023, I think that there is this transition with your life moving forward. And I feel it will be for the better. I do feel you're going to have to trust your instincts, but don't let your wounds hold you back, because I feel whatever direction you're moving in, it's a very positive one. It doesn't feel bad at all. You will be playing it safe with your, and some of your plans, some of your ideas, keep them close to your chest, Dale, because I think they're very creative, the ones that are going to come through, and it can actually give you quite a monetary benefit. Okay? Must be a Christmas spirit. Yeah. Okay, my loves. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. I'll see you back Monday, potentially, if I'm not bombarded at some point on that Monday. I'll try and put a premiere energy out, and we can do some super chats, some chats, look at the astrology. And then the last live for 2023 will be on the 23rd. The next one will be a premiere. See you soon.